Now I'm starting to understand your connection with Joe Rogan, who he loves you and has had you on many times. These are some of his favorites too. Forgive me for going to the place that hurts, but I would like to ask you about the controversy with Joe this week in the news. There's always one or another. He made a comment. We'll just play it, and now people are coming for him. It's with our pals Crystal Ball and Sagar and Jetty were on, and here's the soundbite. 9.
Do you see him sitting next to Ilhan Omar, where she's apologizing for talking about it's all about the Benjamins?
Yeah,
which is just about money. She's talking about money. She
shouldn't have apologized.
I'll go ahead and say
that's
not an anti-Semitic statement. I don't think that is. It's about Benjamins or money. You know, the idea that Jewish people are not into money is ridiculous.
Listen,
that's like saying Italians aren't into pizza. It's fucking stupid.
So even Ben Shapiro, he's not real quick to push for people to be corrected on their speech, but he said he had a private conversation with Joe about how there's a trope. It's sort of like, as I see it, Pat, it's like you can say, I'm lazy, me, Megyn Kelly, I'm lazy. But if you want to use that term lazy about a black man, it has a different connotation, right? Because it's just a term that's been thrown at them many, many times. It's like and that's the thing about Jewish people and, quote, the Benjamins or the money is like, it's a trope that's been thrown at them in particular over time in a way that's wound up being very, destructive.
And what did Joe say when Ben called him? Did they talk about it or no? Did Ben say that Joe received the message?
I'm sure he did, right? Joe's like, he's not somebody who's going to be like, F you, why'd you call me to say this stuff? I mean, Ben's been on Joe's show many times. I'm sure they had a good conversation about it. All I know, I just heard Ben say that he had spoken to him about it. But what do you make of it?
Oh my God, this stuff drives me insane, Megyn. I got to tell you, it absolutely drives me insane. Okay, so I'm from Iran, okay? I'm not going to say it. You're not going to say it, but everyone's going to think about it. When you think about the events that's taken place the last 40 years, what nationality do people think about? Do they think about, and I'm talking about wars, 9/11, what ethnicity do you think about? Do you think about whites? Do you think about blacks? Do you think about Hispanics? Or do you think about Middle Easterns? I'm from Iran.
Right.
When 9/11 happened, I'm sitting with a family who was a Mormon family. I'll never forget this. I was in Camarillo. This is literally couple weeks after 9/11 happened. And I'm tall. And at the time I had a beard. Big mistake, but I had a beard at the time. And it's not like I look like the friendliest guy. And I'm 6'4", 6'5". So let alone I had a beard on top of it. Klein looks at me and he says, where are you from? I said, I'm from Iran. Really? Yes. How do you feel about what just happened right now with 9/11? And I said, man, it's a shame what just took place. And they say, yeah, you know what? We can't do business with somebody like you. I said, you can't do business with somebody like you? He says, no, we would like to buy insurance, but we just don't trust doing business with somebody from Iran. Now, wow. I'm 23 years old at the time, 23, 24. I'm furious. I'm upset. But I have to sit there and say, okay, fair. I understand why you feel the way you do. I can't come out and cry about it. That is a stereotype that some families and ethnicities and communities have that stays with them. The same are Jews, the same are whites. People are very comfortable to call whites white supremacists or racist. Same with blacks, same with Hispanics, same with anything. By the way, last names. I can say the same thing to you with last names. If I gave you a Trump, I said, this person's name is Bob Trump, okay? What are you going to think about him 10, 20 years from now? He's a Trump. What if I say this person's Jack Kennedy, related to the, you're going to have a disposition. And what if I tell you this person's last name is Floyd, Obama, Jordan? I can go on Clinton. If I, meet Jason Clinton here. Really? Relation to Clintons? Yes, he's a nephew. Oh, everybody's going to go somewhere. So this concept about we have to be robots and, get everything to be perfectly in place. I'm sorry, I have a hard time with that. Joe's a comedian, okay? And if you don't like Joe when he's talking the way he does and say this is like the same thing with the pizza and all this other stuff, I'm not forgiving on his behalf and I'm not defending him. All I'm saying is we kind of have to grow up a little bit and not act like, hey, you can't say that about my community, yet you do it yourself all the time. So if you want to be forgiven when it's on you, you have to forgive and move on. I have a very hard time with this argument that people make. We kind of have to all grow up and realize we're going to make these types of comments. And trust me, when it comes down to your term that you want to be forgiven, you want to make sure you let this one go and say, hey, the guy does, how many hours has he spoken? Okay, it's like saying, how many times has Kobe Bryant made a last shot that he missed? Because he takes the last shot. How many hours has Kobe played? How many hours has Joe Rogan played? So I have a hard, and by the way, just so you know, I don't know what Joe said about this afterwards. I don't know what Shapiro said, and Joe and I haven't spoken about it. I'm giving you my opinion, and I've not even talked about this on my own podcast. I'm giving you my raw feelings. So I'm sure some people are going to come back and say, how could you say something like that for somebody that left Iran and somebody that's Armenian, Assyrian Christian? Totally get it. This is how I feel about the situation.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, you did the tough thing during COVID. You paid your people and pulled your business through the pandemic. And now doing the tough thing could qualify you for up to $26,000 per employee at covidtaxrelief.org. Government funds are available right now to reward companies with 2 or more employees who stayed open during COVID. It's not a loan, and you don't have to pay it back. The program, of course, is complicated, but nobody knows more about it than the CPAs and tax experts at covidtaxrelief.org. You pay nothing up front. They do all the work. They figure out how to get you money if you qualify, and then they'll share a percentage of the cash they get for you. Businesses of all types, including nonprofits and churches, can qualify for this, including those who took PPP loans, even if you had increases in sales. You did the tough thing for your employees during COVID. Let covidtaxrelief.org do the tough thing for you right now, and that is manage the paperwork and the administrative headaches that they pose between you and your money to help you get up to $26,000 per employee. You may be sitting on a pot of money and you don't even know it. Go to covidtaxrelief.org, 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 and check it out. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.